Prime Minister, you've attacked Peter Dutton for being too negative, but on the issue of tax, only the Coalition at the moment has committed to taking a package of further tax relief to the next election. What's your response to that?
Let me know what it is.
Well, they've committed to...
Let me know what it is. Let me know what it is.
Will you do the same?
Let me know. What? Make some vague statement that something will happen sometime. Well, that's not a commitment, that's a joke. They moved amendments in the Senate and in the House of Representatives that referred to the principles of Stage 3. What that means is rolling back the commitments for low and middle income earners. What that means is middle Australia missing out on the tax cuts that we have put in place for July 1. A doubling of the tax cuts for average workers, making sure as well that no one misses out by lowering that first marginal rate. We know what their view is. They said they'd oppose it, then they said they'd roll it back, then they said we should call an election on the basis of these tax cuts before they're carried. There should be an early election. Then they ended up allowing it to go through but moving amendments about the old Stage 3 that were aimed just at the top end, where people under $45,000 were not going to get a single dollar, where average workers were going to get half of what they're going to get now. These tax cuts that we've put in place are fair. They don't like them. They oppose them. And even after they voted for them, they were out there doing doorstops opposing them and making these vague comments about how they would have a different plan. Well, the only way you get a different plan is two things. You roll back the tax cuts for low and middle income earners, or you go back to their old plan of big deficits. We inherited a $78 billion deficit and we turned that into a $22 billion surplus. That's how you put downward pressure on inflation. Inflation peaked in the March 2022 quarter under them at 2.1% in that quarter. What we've done is get that downward pressure on inflation. We're getting real wages increasing. We've got tax cuts beginning on July 1. The work that we're doing will indicate to the Reserve Bank, which will make assessments of course, but I want to see pressure taken off mortgage holders as well. We have done all of these measures. All of them have been opposed by those opposite, and now they say these vague statements about uncosted thought bubbles. I've got to say this. If we made a statement like that, I reckon the front pages of our broadsheets would look a little bit different from what they do today. I think that we would be subject, quite rightly, to scrutiny. And it's about time people scrutinised the thought bubbles which are there, because that is all that's there. Fear campaigns and vague ideas. We have something real, and it will deliver real dollars into Australian pockets on July 1. Thanks very much. Thanks very much. Thank you. Thank you.